And at this point, it doesn't matter what you say because it's about to happen anyway.
Listen to me now.
Okay. What up? Yours truly, the real Jeanna Petty. Today, I am chewing gum. And yes, I have been looking forward to talking about this topic for a while, and I often do. I have in the last few years throughout my social media accounts and things like that. But today, baby, I have come across several posts, and it literally happens every time somebody well-known dies. Like, literally everybody. Unfortunately, like, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people, more than enough people, have been passing away without, can you guess it? Without what? Without a last will and testament. Like, yo, the thing about it is many people are not educated about it. Many people think that it's solely in relation to you passing away or dying. And I don't know, for whatever reason they avoid it. I do know many reasons people don't necessarily get them because they may feel like they cost too much. But I don't understand. I will say that I have been educated, and over the last 14, 15 years, I have been very aware of the importance not only of a will, but a living will and a healthcare power of attorney. It does not matter how old you are, y'all. It does not matter how old you are. Duh, you don't look forward to passing away tomorrow if you're a younger age. But the importance of having a will is so much more than you passing away, okay? The first thing people ask me, not people, but the first thing I was asked when I went in to have my children was, do you have a will prepared? Why do you think why do you think they ask you that? Like, all my mothers out there and all my parents out there, like, that don't have a will, like, you literally say no to the nurse. Does that not, like, ring a bell? Like, does it not, like, make you think, like, well, should I? Like, this is an important time in your life. Can you guys hear me? I'm hitting the steering wheel. This is an important time in your life, and you guys, like, I need you to start learning more. It's really not a lot to learn about it. Like, honestly, it's not too much to learn about it. It is a very vital, important thing that you need to understand living in this world of United States of America, in this particular country, okay? Literally everything is ran based on laws and documents. And can y'all hear my passion right now? Like, as well as my frustration about this. We gotta get our wills done, okay? First of all, I want you to check your wrist real quick. Look at your wrist. Look at it real good. Observe the veins and everything around it, and realize that there is no expiration date. Okay, so with that being said, we don't know what day is ours to be called to return back and combine with fine matter. So with that being said, if you live in the United States specifically, you need a will. You need to have a will done. And let's before we get into having a will and why this is a major topic right now in the headlines, specifically after Takeoff passed away. And there's a couple of other celebrities I'm gonna bring up and, like, list a couple of them who passed away without wills. Like, when I tell you, like, really well-known, really wealthy, well-to-do people passing away without wills, I'm gonna go through a list, okay? Well, real quick, they ask you if you have a will prepared when you go in to have a child, because if something is to happen, not to say you're going to pass away, but if something was to happen and you cannot make a conscious decision, y'all, who makes those decisions for you? Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to just be as real as I can as possible. If you don't like your spouse, and I know that might be a little difficult or different, but if you don't like your mama, or if you don't like your sister, or your auntie, or your uncle, or your cousin, or whoever making decisions for you in that room, You need to have documents in place to say, hey, this person makes the decisions for me if I can't make a conscious decision. This is called a living will. A healthcare power of attorney. Okay? A living will and healthcare power of attorney. Alright? We always, within one of the industries that I'm involved in, we always talk about this story. And honestly, I can't remember. I done told it so many times. I don't even know where it came from or where it stemmed from. But it was a story about a lady who went into the hospital, she was pregnant with twins. Something along the lines happened, and she went into a coma. Okay? When she woke up, the nurses were like, welcome back, Mrs. So-and-so. Welcome back. We're so glad to see you. Everything is good. Your babies were born healthy and beautiful. Like, things are great, right? Let us know if we can help you with anything, right? And she's like, oh my God, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. So what are my kids' names? Right? And the lady's like, oh my God, your daughter's name is beautiful. Your daughter's name is Denise. And she's like, oh, I do like that name. Okay. And then she says, well, what about my son's name? She's like, your son's name is the nephew. All right, I'm going to give you a little second to think about it, to let that register in your mind. And I'm not saying nothing is wrong with the name, but Denise and the nephew. If you don't want your brother naming your kids, baby, you got to have some documents in place to say who makes those decisions. All right. Now listen, that's something really, I ain't gonna say that's minor, because it's really not minor. Definitely not on the scale of passing away. But when you pass away, what happens to your belongings? And it's not about if you are wealthy, if you're rich, if you have all these things that you think you don't or do have to pass along to your children's children or your siblings or whoever in your family is still around. People literally argue over the darnest things. People will argue over grandma's silverware in the Chester drawer that was gold and passed down from aunties, uncles, great ancestors. They literally argue, fight, bicker, and unfortunately and hopefully that doesn't happen that often, but fight and lose their lives over silverware. People argue over pairs of shoes. People argue over cars. People argue over homes. Okay? My father passed away when I was 19. That man did not have a will prepared. And I'm so grateful that literally 2 months prior to him passing away, maybe not even 2 months, maybe it was a month, I was educated on the importance of having a will done. Right? And unfortunately, it was so ridiculous. It was, for me, it was high anxiety. It was confusion. I'm super young. I don't really know what's going on. I don't even know how death happens and what goes on behind the closed doors. But I did not want to deal with any of the drama with my family, with my grandparents. But my dad had a lot of different things that he left behind. Cars, multiple different types of instruments because he was a musician, multiple different types of electronics because he was an engineer. He left the entire storefront full of different electronics that he was working on and repairing for other people. And that's just to name a few things. But you think a sister wanted to, at 19, you think I want to argue with some folks over this stuff? No. And of course my mom is like, you need to get that Jaguar, you need to get this, you need to get that. I'm like, baby, I don't want to deal with the drama. And unfortunately, I just let it go. I didn't even, whatever. Y'all just do what y'all want to do with that stuff. Because, baby, I don't got time. Right? But imagine what difference it would have made if we had a document in place that simply said, this goes to this child over here. This goes to this child over here. All my children split it up equally. Whatever the case may be. It would have made a huge difference. I really feel like it would have made a difference. Okay, moving on to another topic, or not even another topic, but another example for you guys. Many of us were huge fans of Power. Okay, when I tell you 50 was a brainiac genius behind the production of this show, he was like, dude, it was immaculate, right? I was so into that show, and still into the spinoffs as well. But one thing that stood out to me still to this day is how when he passed away, or so they say, he passed away, he had everything in place, from the trust to the will to this, though this happens like this, and this goes over here, and this does like this, and this is how this is going to operate, Right when I see that man was smooth on his toes and prepared for anything that went down. Like, how do you not, I mean, you see a black, for specifically, and I'm going to tell you why I say black, because I'm pretty sure my audience is not just only black people, but specifically for our black people, because statistically 7 out of 10 Americans don't have a will. Statistically, 9 out of black Americans don't have a will, okay? So when you see a black example on television with his stuff together, how do you not, again, how does it not ring a bell for you to be like, let me prepare? And some of y'all might be like, well, I got my will done. Well, when did you get it done, sis? When did you get it done, bruh? Did you get it done 2 years ago? And some people be like, yeah, I got my will, but I had my will done for 3 years. Okay, well, how old is this little baby that's running around in your house? Oh, my baby is 2. Oh, okay. So you didn't care enough to add this 2-year-old into your will that you got done 3 years ago? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, right? Some stuff, yeah, you kind of like forget, it slip your mind. But a year or two more past slipping your mind, like, come on. And again, I understand, I get it. It costs, right? It costs. Most people don't just have money sitting around to do wills, which they should, right? It should literally be the norm. But there are programs and resources out there. Your girl is the solution queen, okay? There are resources out there for you to not only get your will done, your living will, and your healthcare power of attorney for literally pennies on a dollar by a legitimate, real law firm. No matter what state you live in, you can literally get a will done and get it updated annually as your life changes, as your life grows, as your life increases, as your life transitions into different spaces. Okay? So I just want to put that out there. And now we're going to move into listing all the celebrities and people that you have that have money that we look up to. I ain't gonna say we necessarily, but a lot of people look up to. And y'all follow these people, and you like, oh, this person got this, and this person did this, and this person do this. And these jokers don't even have their simple foundation set when it comes to having a will done. Okay, so boom. I don't know why I like that so much. It's a couple of people I follow that start their captions and their TikTok videos with that phrase. But let's get off into this list real quick. So we have a recent person that passed away that's floating all over the internet, which is Takeoff. Then you got Aretha Franklin, okay? We're gonna bounce around a little bit. You got Prince, Amy Winehouse, Tupac, Chadwick, Diana Ross, Marvin Gaye. And I got another one, Adam Goldstein, however you pronounce that. Listen, you got people that we know, like that many people that are, I really wanted to say influencers, but people that are well known, that are passing away without a will. And listen, I'm not even going to continue this too much longer. I just really wanted to emphasize, y'all. If you don't know by now, that's one of my favorite words to use. I just want to emphasize that it's something that's very important that can make a difference in our children's and our inheritance or our estates and our wealth and our whatever you calling what you're doing in life, that makes a difference in what's coming after you based on your decisions. Yeah, we just need to keep this stuff in mind. And so I'm going to drop some resources down below in the description so you guys can definitely get that done. Okay. Really, really simple things actually that doesn't take up a lot of your time, right? That are affordable and that definitely should be added to your list of importance, values, when it comes to the law of the land, shall I say. So yeah, this is yours truly, the real Jeanna Petty. I'm about to sign on out with my famous quote that I love to continue to repeat, and that simply goes like this: love is kind, love is kind. Life is good, people are kind. Love with your heart, think with your mind. Live your dreams, write it down, have faith, and believe it's true. All right, this is Level Up Podcast, baby, and I'll see you on the next episode.